Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I just want to say a massive thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm sorry that I haven't posted a video in such a long time. We've had our little boy now and yeah, our lives have been turned completely upside down and I really just haven't had the chance to sit down and film. But his daddy is looking after him at the moment downstairs and trying to keep him quiet so I can film this video for you guys. I want to say a huge thank you for all the new subscribers. More regular videos will be back now that I'm in the swing of things. So today I really want to just kind of give you all an update on my labour and delivery story. Those of you that have watched my previous videos will know that I was kind of stuck in the overdue nightmare of just waiting for him to arrive. I also want to introduce you to him today. So first of all, I just want to start with my labour and delivery. So I was meant to, my due date was the 19th of January and that came and went, and then a week later came and went, and there was just no real sign of our little man making his appearance. So I spoke to my midwife because I was really struggling with being overdue. I think honestly it was actually the worst 2 weeks of my life. He was actually 10 days overdue by the time he was born and it was just horrible. Mentally it's really difficult to cope with. We were kind of waiting every day. I didn't really want to go anywhere just in case I went into labour. I had nightmares about my waters breaking, in shops and things, so I just didn't really go anywhere. You're bored, you're uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable towards the end. I was in so much pain with my hips and my back. It was just awful. And then also you've got well-meaning people, but everybody in your life, all your friends and family, or even acquaintances on Facebook, are like, "Have you had him yet? Have you had him yet? Have you had him yet?" No, I will tell you all when I've had him. I have not had him. Just daily texting people, and it just absolutely wound me down. I was just kind of barely replying to people, just kind of trying to lock myself away. My fiancé actually had to take a few days off work towards the end because I was just so distraught basically that he hadn't arrived yet. And I tried to tell myself, you're so lucky, you're lucky enough to be having this baby. Other people have got so much to deal with. He's just a bit late, kind of just enjoy it. And I just couldn't. I was absolutely distraught. It was horrible. So I was booked in for my induction on the 29th of January, which was 10 days past my due date, and I was terrified of the induction as well. I think that really didn't help. So I was distraught it was overdue. I was distraught that I was going to have an induction, which was just so much more medically kind of intervened than I'd ever planned or ever wanted. I just really didn't want to go through it. I was petrified. That was booked on for Friday the 29th at midday, and on the Thursday I think I finally accepted it. I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to have this induction. It's not what I wanted, it's not what I planned, but I'm going to meet him, I'm going to see him really soon. I just have to hold that onto that. And then we kind of made plans for the Friday. We were going to go out for breakfast, have a last kind of breakfast out, and we had all these plans. We were going to take all the bags in, and then however long the induction took, we were just going to stay there. Well, little one had his own idea. So Thursday night I went to bed and I was having pains, but I'd been having kind of pains, like period-like pains, and even some quite strong contractions for probably about 3 weeks. So when I started getting these pains, I just ignored it. I thought, no, not happening, it's never happening. And I just tried to go to sleep. And I was laying there and I was thinking, these are too sore to go to sleep. Oh, it's alright, they'll go off in a minute, I'll just get up and walk around and things like that. And they kept getting worse and worse, and about 11 o'clock I thought, these are actually quite painful. So I tried to have a bath and that didn't really help. And then midnight, the contractions were 5 minutes apart. So I rang the hospital and they said, are you alright? And I said, oh no, I'm fine, I'm not in too much pain and I'm dealing with them okay. And they said, fine, if you want to stay at home, you stay at home. So I was like, okay, I will. My fiancé was like, we need to go to hospital. And I said, no, you need to stay at home as long as you can, it's better. So then I decided that I was going to have a shower. I wanted to have a shower and I wanted to do my hair before we went into hospital. So then I was in the shower having really strong contractions. I was just hysterically laughing at this point, to be honest. It was such an intense pain that it was actually funny because I was in that much pain. It was a weird kind of feeling. So I had my shower, I blow dried my hair while pausing for contractions, and then that was an hour later by the time I kind of got myself ready. The hospital asked me to phone them back in an hour anyway, so I phoned them and they said, how far apart are they now? And I said, it's about 3 minutes, and I'm not coping, I'm starting to not cope with the pain. So they said, okay, we'll come in and we'll assess you, because obviously with a first time mum, labour can be quite painful and look like it's quite full blown, but really you're not actually in labour because your body has to kind of really gear up for it, even though I'd had weeks of gearing up for it. But anyway, so I got into the hospital, I went to maternity assessment, and they said, right, well, you might not be in labour, active labour yet, but we'll examine you. So I was laying on the bed and the midwife had popped out the curtain to get herself ready to examine me, and my waters just went. So they came and looked and they were like, yeah, your waters have gone, you've got to go straight to delivery. So we got to delivery about 2 a.m, Friday morning, on the 29th, and he arrived by 9:30 Friday morning. So I was really, really lucky. I was very lucky. I had such an uneventful labour, really. I'm not saying it wasn't difficult, but compared to what other people have gone through, it was very uneventful. Basically, I was just contracting from probably about 2:30 till probably 8 a.m. They were really painful. It was like nothing I'd ever felt before. I couldn't really speak. I could kind of, your internal monologue in your head. Like I could have thoughts, but I just couldn't express them. I was in that much pain, and I kept thinking to myself, I want an epidural, and I didn't, because epidurals is something that I'm really, really scared of. Anything to do with my back, anything to do with being like, numb or anything like that, it just really terrifies me. So I knew I didn't want an epidural, but in the height of the contraction, I was like, I want an epidural. So the midwife kind of said, well, we won't speak about pain relief while you're contracting, we'll wait till you're in between contractions and we'll speak about it. And we spoke about it. And we decided not to do the epidural, but to have some diamorphine. Usually it's pethidine that they give during labour, but the hospital that I was at didn't provide pethidine, they only did diamorphine. I really wasn't keen on having it because it's an opiate and it was going to affect the baby, but I was in so much pain. There was no point at that stage being a martyr. Just, you just get what you have to get through it, and that's what I did. After I had the diamorphine, it was so much better. I don't know whether it's necessarily a painkiller, but I don't really remember much after that. I was away with the whirlies, let's say. At the height of the contractions, I still felt really, really sore. I remember this intense feeling of, I want to get out of my own body. My eyes were rolling back, I was arching away from myself, just trying to get out because it was that painful. I know you're meant to ride them through, and I've heard that if you just accept the contractions, they're actually a lot less painful. That's all well and good. In the moment, I couldn't do it. I couldn't let them wash over me. I must admit, I was fighting them tooth and nail. Then I don't know. The midwife kept asking me during labour, do you want to push? Do you want to push? And I was like, not really. She's like, you're feeling a pressure? And I was like, not really. Kind of in between contraction. But then I started with the contractions coming. I was like, right, no, I want to push. And she's like, right, okay, you're ready now. And then that part of it is so quick. It was horrible because they took the gas and air away from me. They didn't want me to have any gas and air. They wanted me to be focused on obviously what I was supposed to be doing. But that was horrible. I had the mouthpiece from the gas and air in between my teeth, and I was just biting down on that. I was holding onto the bed, and she was like, push, and it was horrible. You're tired. I hadn't slept at this point for over 24 hours because obviously I didn't sleep that night because I was meant to be going to bed when the contractions really started. So I was tired. I was physically exhausted by that point from contracting, and I didn't think I was ever going to get him out. It seemed to take forever, but actually it was really, really short, the pushing time, but it seemed to take forever. And then I remember the midwife asked me, do you want to feel his head, when the head started to come out? And I was like, no! I was absolutely disgusted. I was like, no, just get him out. And then finally, he arrived. And it was amazing. A massive surge of relief. kind of came over me, especially when I saw that he was okay, and he started crying straight away, which was really good, because that's what you want to hear, that cry. And then he was in the world, and it was wonderful. And as I said, just really drama-free labour. I think it was actually worse for my fiance. He says that, you know, it's horrible having to, you know, see me go through that pain, and I was like, well, I don't really remember. I don't remember it at all now, really. I remember thinking about it a lot the first day he was born, and that the next day I remember thinking about it a lot and replaying it. And then since then, honestly can barely remember it. So yeah, it was really good. And now I'll introduce you to our little boy. This, everybody, is George. We called him George Roger Richard. He's got 2 middle names. They're both family names on my side and then my fiance's side. And this is him. So George is 5 weeks old now. You can just have his dummy in because he's a little bit moody today, aren't you? A little bit moody today. No crying. So yeah, George is 5 weeks old today. And he's doing really, really well. I'm going to do a separate video on his first month update and kind of my month kind of postpartum and how I'm recovering and things. But I just wanted to introduce you to the little man. Hope you can all see him all right. Should we take this out and show people probably a little face? No tears. There you go. Say hello to everyone, George. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. And I will be putting up more regular videos soon. If there's any questions that you want to ask me about anything, about labour, about George, please let me know in the comments and I'll answer them. Make sure I answer them in an upcoming video. Thank you all for watching, and please like, comment and subscribe. Bye! Well done, baby. Nice burp.